We see AI vision models doing these incredible things every single day, and it's so easy to think they see the world just like we do. But what if I told you that for all their amazing power, they're missing a whole dimension of reality? Yeah, let's dive into this, because today we are uncovering a massive, massive blind spot in AI. Its complete inability to understand the passage of time.
I mean, just look at this. You give an AI a static image and it's an absolute genius. It can instantly tell you that's a lion, that's a person, and it can even draw perfect little boxes around them. This is the state of the art, and let's be honest, it's really impressive. It gives you this illusion that the machine truly sees what's going on. But here's the kicker. Seeing what's in the frame is one thing. But can the AI understand the story? Can it tell you what just happened a second ago, or what's probably going to happen next? This is exactly where that illusion of understanding just completely shatters. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about this illusion of understanding. Then we are going to get into some shocking data about AI's temporal blind spot. We'll figure out why these models are so lost in time, then look at the really clever ways researchers are teaching them to see, and finally explore why the future of AI is all about being in motion.
All right, so first up, the illusion of understanding. The whole problem boils down to this. AI has been trained to be an expert at looking at photographs, not at watching movies. It sees a bunch of disconnected frames, but it's totally blind to the narrative, the story that links them all together. And this has led to a huge misunderstanding, one that's been around for a while. You see a model that can describe a single picture perfectly, and you assume it gets the whole story. You think, well, if it can see, it must understand the sequence of events. But as a ton of new research is showing, that assumption, it is completely, totally wrong. So you might be wondering, just how bad is this problem really? Well, let me tell you, this isn't some small bug. We're talking about a catastrophic failure across the most advanced AI models in the world. This is what we're calling AI's temporal blind spot. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. A recent research paper put it about as bluntly as you can. The title literally asked, can multimodal LLMs do visual temporal understanding and reasoning? And the paper's own answer? Just a flat-out no. It's that clear-cut. And here is the cold, hard data. Researchers built this really tough new test called TV Bench, made specifically to see if AI understands time. And the results? They're just staggering. Look at the biggest names, like GPT-4. Their performance? It's basically random chance. They are literally just guessing, like flipping a coin. Only a few, like this model Tarsier, are just starting to do a little bit better than guessing. But it gets so much worse. If you thought that was bad, check this out. On another test called Spooky Bench, which basically sees if a model can perceive shapes from moving dots, something you and I do without even thinking, the performance of models like Gemini 1.5 Pro and GPT-4 was 0%. Not 1%, 0. A complete and utter failure to see what's happening. Okay, so we've established there's a huge problem. Now for the really big question, why? Why are these incredibly smart, powerful models so fundamentally blind to time? Well, researchers have kind of zeroed in on 4 main reasons. First, these models are built to think about space, not time. They're all about what's in the frame, not when it happens. Second, for years, we were using flawed tests that the AIs could basically cheat on. Third, and this is a really fascinating discovery, the large language model brain behind it all is just really bad at thinking about time. And finally, they just can't connect the dots over a long video. It's like trying to watch a movie when your memory resets every 5 seconds. And this chart really shows you the problem with the old tests. The old benchmarks often had questions you could answer just by looking at one single frame or by using common sense. But these new benchmarks, like TV Bench, are designed so that it's impossible to answer the questions unless you've watched and understood the entire video from start to finish. This is why the problem stayed hidden for so long. We were basically asking the wrong questions. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the cool part, the solutions. How are researchers building a new generation of models that can actually see time? It's time to give AI a brand new set of eyes. So one of the most clever solutions is this thing called T3. The researchers figured out a huge part of the problem wasn't the AI's vision, it was its language brain. So their solution was completely counterintuitive. To make the AI better at understanding videos, they first trained its language model on a bunch of text-only questions about time and sequences. It's brilliant. They fixed the AI's brain before they tried to fix its eyes. Another really smart approach is called AIM, which stands for Adapting Image Models. And the whole idea here is just about being efficient. Instead of building a massive, super expensive video model from scratch, they asked, why not take an already powerful image model and just adapt it? It's a much smarter and way cheaper way to give these models a sense of time.
So here's how it works in 3 pretty simple steps. First, you take one of those powerful image models and you freeze it. You don't touch its core programming at all. Then you bolt on these small, lightweight adapter modules. And third, you only train these new little adapters on video data, teaching them specifically about motion and time. This way, you keep all the power of the original model while efficiently adding a whole new skill.
So we've got the problem, and we've got some really clever solutions. But what does all of this mean for the future? I mean, solving this time blindness thing isn't just for fun. It is the key that's going to unlock the next generation of artificial intelligence. So why does this matter so much? Well, for robotics, understanding time is understanding cause and effect. You know, if I do this, then that will happen. For self-driving cars, it's about predicting what's about to happen at an intersection. And for any real AI assistant, it has to understand how a conversation is changing over time. Without understanding time, AI is just stuck on the sidelines.
And things are already moving to the next level. Researchers are now playing with this idea called thinking with video. The concept is that for an AI to truly understand a process, it shouldn't just watch a video of it. It should actually be able to generate its own video of it. That forces a way deeper level of understanding.
The ultimate goal here, the holy grail, is a truly unified model. One that doesn't just process video or text or images as separate things, but understands and generates all of them together in a single, seamless flow of time. We're talking about moving from a bunch of specialist tools to a much more general, holistic intelligence. Which leaves us with one last big thought. Our whole experience of the world is built on the arrow of time, right? Our memories of the past, our guesses about the future. So if AI finally learns to see and reason in time, will it finally start to understand our world the same way that we do? This is for entertainment purposes only.